Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Aaron, registered psychotherapist. Today we're going to dive into a therapy that's considered the gold standard of OCD, exposure and response prevention. If you've ever wondered what actually happens in ERP, this video is for you. To begin, let's do a quick refresher on OCD. Remember that OCD works like a cycle. It starts with anxiety, then a compulsion to reduce the anxiety, but more anxiety continues after. So the person gets stuck in the cycle. To get unstuck from the cycle, we use a therapy called ERP. ERP has two key parts. Exposure. This means purposely and gradually facing the situations, thoughts, or triggers that bring up OCD anxiety. For example, a person with contamination fears might practice touching a doorknob. Someone with checking compulsions might practice leaving the house without double-checking the lock. The second part is response prevention. This is the harder part. After doing the exposure, you don't do the compulsion. So you touch the doorknob, but resist washing your hands. You leave the house, but resist going back to check the lock. By staying with the anxiety and not doing the ritual, your brain learns over time that the fear will pass naturally, and the scary thing you were worried about doesn't actually happen. So how do we do ERP? ERP is usually done in steps, starting small and working your way up. Step 1. Create a hierarchy. With a therapist, you make a list of situations that trigger your OCD, from least scary to most scary. Step 2. Start small. You begin with something lower on your list. Practice exposure and resist the compulsion. For example, touching a slightly dirty object without washing right away. Step 3. Stay with the feeling. You sit with the anxiety instead of escaping it. Over time, anxiety naturally fades. This is called habituation. Step 4. Move up the ladder. As you get more comfortable, you tackle harder exposures. Each step builds confidence and shows your brain that you don't need compulsions to be safe. ERP is done repeatedly, like exercise. The more you practice, the weaker OCD's grip becomes. So why does ERP work effectively? At first, ERP can feel really uncomfortable because you're facing the very things you've been avoiding. But over time, it retrains your brain. Instead of needing compulsions, you learn, I can handle uncertainty. I can handle discomfort. I don't need OCD to keep me safe. That's why ERP is so effective. It doesn't just reduce symptoms, it teaches a new, healthier way of relating to your thoughts. This changes your brain. If you're living with OCD, ERP can be life-changing. And while it's possible to practice some of these ideas on your own, working with a trained therapist like myself can give you the guidance, safety, and support to make real progress. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what topics you'd like me to cover next. And remember, you are not your OCD, and recovery is possible.